Hi everybody, you might have heard me mention in the last Q&A session we had a question from Mary regarding how to change the gas filters on the Grand California. Well, today this is a video showing you how to do it. It's not something we've covered before. There's probably lots of you out there who might be getting to the end of your gas bottles that are in your current Californians as well. You might be thinking of changing them. So I thought it was a great question from Mary, and I thought it was time we actually did a video on it. So what we're talking about here is the gas system and the filters. When you get your Grand California, you've got a Grand California, you'll get a book which looks like this. It says gas filter on it from Truman, which is the system for the boiler system. It's in there, and attached to the back of it will be a gas filter which looks like this. Now, if you read the instructions say that every time you replace your gas cylinder, you should replace the gas filter that's on the vehicle. So certainly if you're using one of the big tanks that's in here, that you can get the 11 kg tanks that's in here as well, which will last a long time anyway. But on that basis, obviously, I would recommend that you change this filter when you're changing that particular gas bottle. Obviously, bear in mind there are two filters on the system because we have a dual tank supply on the Grand California that's here. So what we're talking about here is the two things. There's the filters, which is one's here, and then the other one is on this side here. The instruction book's a great one to have a read through. It makes it very, very simple how to change it. That's there, but I'm going to show you now anyway, so you know for how to do it. So a couple of safety things before you do any of this. You have to make sure that your gas bottle is disconnected, and I take it that ideally I would make sure that both gas bottles are disconnected. If you've got two that's in there, to make sure the system is depressurized, so there's no pressure in the system at all when you do it. And the way to do that is turn your gas bottles off. The one you're replacing you can disconnect anywhere that's in there, and then what I would do is run the line from the front, so any gas in the actual pipes becomes free from the vehicle. Make sure your windows and doors are open as you do that, and then obviously as well at the top from on here as well, you'll obviously have that signifying into whichever gas supply that it's actually coming from. So you need to just make sure that the gas supply there's no gas in it when you pull that out. Obviously you might get a bit of smell of gas as you do that. That's perfectly normal, but you don't want it to be under pressure, because under pressure you're going to find it very, very difficult from in there as well. Plus obviously then the gas will start pouring out from in there as well. First things first with it, you need to take this out. I'm not going to do it on this one, but you need to take the filter out of the packet and just put that to one side, because we're going to use this packet in a moment for the filter which is already in there. So to simply do it, you can see there's a little catch on the side there, so you pull that down and then twist it and it comes off, and you'll see it's got a gas filter in the bottom of it from on there. So what you do then with your empty bag, because obviously you've taken the filter out there, if you open the bag, put that inside and just wiggle it around, give it a tap so that everything comes out into the bag. You can seal that bag and then dispose of that's there. Pop your gas filter back in so it looks like that. That's what should look like with a new one that's in there. And then it's exactly the reverse of putting it in. So bearing in mind where you started, it was there. So if you pop it in to there and you push it up so that you can see a gap on that filter at the bottom there, and then twist. And as you twist, that will lock back into place. You can see where that should be because there's a little section that's knobbed out that's in there as well. So down and twist to pull it out, and then also back in is the same. Back in, push up and twist. And now you will notice as well that on your Gas California, don't worry if that's in a different place. So if that's, for example, here or around the back or around the side, because it can actually go anywhere along that section. So for example, if you were more like, for example, you might find it's like that, and then it's on the side here. And it's designed that way, so obviously that particular gas filter could be mounted anywhere within a vehicle. So you might need one that's pointing out, you might need one on the side, around the back, etc. That's in there. So you can go in any of those four particular positions, but obviously you need to make sure that it's locked when you actually take it off. So as I said, the important thing whenever you're doing any of this, disconnect the gas first, make sure there's no gas supply going in through the valve, change your gas bottle, pop a new filter in there, and away you are to go. Well, I hope you found that useful today. Just a quick video just to show that, because as I said, Mary put it in the comments. Any other thing that's similar to this that we haven't covered before that you'd like a bit more information on, or to do as an actual video on, please pop it in the comments box below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.